Hello, my fiery friends, and welcome once again. It is finally time. We have finally made it to Bloomborough. Whew, it felt like it took forever for us to get to this point, but I'm super jazzed about it. And again, I hope you are again all having a wonderful day wherever you are at, whether again you're watching this live or if you're watching it on the replay, which will go up a little bit later on Twitch and of course YouTube itself. But enough about that. Let's go ahead. Let's dive right into what we're playing today. So. Here we go. All right, there we go. We looking good? We looking good? Okay, yay. All right, awesome. Originally I had some internet issues, so we're a little delayed starting this morning, but I'm glad again, those of you who were waiting for me, thanks again for your patience. And okay, Suki, good morning. How are you doing today? Hopefully, again, you're having a great day. Swordman4, again, welcome also. Hopefully you guys are having a great day wherever you're at. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be finally jumping into a deck that we actually put together a couple months ago. I actually put a deck together for the historic format, but y'all voted on it. You wanted to see an Explorer variant today. Now that we finally have a lot more support from the set. What exactly am I talking about? Well, I'm glad you asked. So, without further ado, as you can see on screen right now, this is again what we're playing today. A deck that we're calling the Batgirl. That's right. Modelcraft23, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Glad you are here. Sugi, also great time. All West 1357. Woo, okay. We're getting a lot of chatter today, so I'm glad to hear a lot of that. Thank you again for everybody for being here. Okay, so before we get started, again, this is going to be how today's stream is going to go. Normally we do midweek magic, but I think we're going to do it in reverse today. If we have some time, maybe I'll play a little bit of the midweek magic event. Wait, hold on. I should probably figure out again what the midweek magic event is, but give me a second here. Jump in. Changes. There's no real changes we actually made for the deck. Okay, so normally I like to always do midweek magic for the first half of the stream, but because we just have this because we just had right now the actual set drop, we're going to delay. Maybe we might not do midweek magic, because honestly, I just want to jump into our actual deck itself. So we'll just kind of switch it up today. We're just going to be all in on our actual deck for this. So it's going to be right here, as I just mentioned, the Batgirl. So what exactly our deck is trying to do. So if you remember a couple months ago, for those of you who were around, you saw that we put together, as I mentioned earlier, we had an Orzhov variant that did okay. It wasn't the best deck, but at least it did decently well, all things considered for the historic format. However, this time around, thanks to Bloomborough, we managed to get quite a bit of extra support, so I've remixed the deck just a little bit here. So it's still mostly going to be the same idea, which I'll talk about in just a second, of kind of just going super wide with our bats and just hopefully overwhelming our opponent. But before I continue with that, let's actually talk about the deck itself. So let's kind of go over a brief little deck tech, and then we'll jump right into a bunch of matches. We're going to just play as much as we can for the morning before, again, we are done. Once we get to the end of the stream, excuse me. Sorry about that. Once we get to the end of the stream, I'll talk about, again, how well the deck did, good, bad, what we should upgrade, what we should look at, and then hopefully from there, we'll kind of give you a little touch of, again, what we'll do in the future. Don't worry, we have plenty of Bloomborough creature-themed decks coming up soon, so hang in there for that. Hopefully, again, you guys will all enjoy that. So, what exactly our deck is trying to do today? Well, this is basically what it is. As I mentioned, we're going to have a ton of bats here. We're going to go super wide. Now that we have a bit more extra support, we're going to be able to do some more life gain and drain shenanigans, and hopefully that should be enough to then just get us to our victory. We have a lot of backup and support to make sure we can keep churning through our deck to get to what we need. All right. So, starting in the one-drop slot, we'll start with the creatures as always. So, Ruin Lurker Bat, this is currently available, of course, in Standard, Flying, Lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, you can descend, and then you'll be able to scry. Remember, again, descending means that you'll be able to then use this ability if you have a permanent card put anywhere from your graveyard from the battlefield. So, that's mostly things like our Obscure Storefronts will trigger off Ruin Lurker Bat. Maybe if we lose a creature, that'll mostly have what that trigger will be. Otherwise, your other one drop, we mix it up this time. I think this will be a great time to actually use the utility of Eye Twitch. I actually like this cute little card here. I forgot it was an actual bat because it's an eye and a bat. I know, a little goofy on the typing there, but it does work for us. Because remember, we want this actually to die. If this does die, we'll get to learn. But again, we'll talk about the learning aspects in just a little bit for those of you who may not be familiar with that. And then going into the 2-drop slot here, we have our new bats here. This is, again, where things get a little different. So we have Life Creed Duo here. Shout out to the fact that this is actually... I don't know if anybody had that humor at Wizards, but for those of you who, of course, are comic readers, this is definitely a Batman and Robin reference. I mean, a bat, a bird, looks like a robin here. I mean, it's kind of cute. But any case, this is our other bat here that's brand new for the deck here. So whenever another creature we control enters, you gain 1 life. Really cute, simple, just keeps us helping gain our life to make sure that we can stabilize throughout the course of the match. Of course, we have a very prominent card that's really, really good right now in Standard, Deep Cavern Bat here, so of course it's no exception that we have to throw it into the deck. When it enters, you can then take a peek at your opponent's hand and exile a non-land card until the bat leaves the battlefield. Mostly just again a tempo play here, so this is great for us to kind of throw off their game plan while we build up ours. Oh, Lasa Kasoso, sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I messed up your name here. But again, welcome. I think of all the tribes, the one with the most potential in explorers is lizards. Who agrees? Oh, well, I'm actually glad you brought that up. I'll talk about lizards a little bit later in the stream. Don't worry. I will touch upon that and several of the other things out there. Don't worry. Don't worry. There's actually quite a bit of potential with several of the creatures that I've been playing around with yesterday. Like, I spent literally the morning getting up super early yesterday, and oh man, I felt terrible that yesterday morning, but I still managed to get myself up, started throwing together a bunch of decks. You'll get a little peek once we kind of go through the menus here, and then don't worry, based on again what you got all voted on, y'all voted on bats first. I know you guys want frogs, but don't worry, I did see lizards has a lot of potential and power, and I definitely will be making that into our first major deck tech that'll hopefully get out this weekend. So hang in there, don't worry. We'll talk about, of course, those and other creatures in a bit. But before I continue with that, let's go ahead, let's finish up the deck tech real quick. We'll also have a new card as well from Bloomborough, Starscape Cleric here. This is a really cute little card here. I actually love what it's trying to do here. It also has a brand new Offspring mechanic. For those of you who've forgotten what Offspring does, remember that again, it's kind of like Creature Kicker, if you will. So we pay an extra 3 here, and then we can make another copy of it when it enters the... Oh, I'm sorry. When it enters the battle, it's going to take me a while before I just say enter. It just seems a little goofy for me. I know now, as of Bloomborough, we just say enter. We don't say enter the battlefield anymore, but y'all know what I'm trying to get at with that. Any case, so Starscape Cleric basically means that although it can't block, whenever we gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. So this is a cute little combo with Life Creed Duo here. You gain the life. Starscape Cleric here will make us have our opponent drain life. So really nice little combo here. We'll go super wide with our bats. Then hopefully we can then double up triggers here if we manage to get off the Offspring mechanic. Now, going into the 3-drop slot here, this is again where things get really, really awesome for us. So we have Sanguine Evangelist here. The creature itself is obviously not a bat, but it does create bat tokens for us, and also has the Battle Cry mechanic. So what that means, for those of you who may not remember this mechanic, remember that again, when this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn, which is really sweet for us to get a lot more power out with our bats. And then finally, we have one of our stars of the show here. She is new. She is awesome. Zoraline Cosmos Caller, a 3-mana 3/3 bat cleric that's legendary. It has flying and vigilance, and whenever a bat we control attacks, you gain 1 life. So this plus Starscape Cleric will then slowly start draining out our opponent as we keep swinging with our bats. Also, it has more to it. Whenever Zoraline enters or attacks, you may pay 2 mana and 2 life. When we do, target non-land permanent card with a mana value of 3 or less from our graveyard to the battlefield will be able to come back, but it will have a finality counter on it. So this is really awesome. I absolutely love this card. It allows us to just make sure we keep churning through our deck to keep getting stuff back. We don't worry about things dying because Zoraline will keep bringing it back. What's sweet about the card, of course, is it also means non-land permanent. So that means we can get back some of our candy trails, which I'll talk about in a second. We'll get back our Case of the Gateway Express to make sure that we can keep our game plan consistent. And then finally, on the 4-drop slot, we have Star Charter. This is also a cute little card here. This Bat Cleric just allows us at the beginning of our end step, if we gained or lost life this turn, we can look at the top 4 cards. So we dig deep for 4, and then we can reveal a creature card with a power of 3 or less from among them and put it into our hand. And then we shuffle our library. Oh, I'm sorry. We actually put the rest of them on the bottom of our library in a random order. You get the idea from it. What it basically means is, at the beginning of our end step, we can keep digging through our deck to keep getting out more bats to make sure we can keep the whole game plan going. So Infernoman, if possible, could you please make a budget frog or bird commander deck? I don't know it's a lot to ask for, but it would be really awesome to copy it in real life. Oh, don't worry. If you do want to see that, we have a lot of extra support with frogs. I have been looking at, again, other options besides, of course, the 60-card construction formats. I am looking at what our first Brawl deck will be. Maybe we'll do that on our next stream next week. So hang in there. If you want to see requests, as always, just make sure, again, to let me know, guys, what you all want to see. You can always leave those comments, of course, here. But if you do want to get to me real quickly, as always, I would highly recommend talk to us, of course, on the Discord. I do have a Discord server. If you want to then join us there, you can add suggestions here. You can chat with me there. That's the fastest and easiest way if you want to talk to me directly about anything. So don't worry. For those of you, again, don't have the link, I will throw it, of course, into the details. I'll see if I can try to squeeze it in. Actually, let me see if I can do that real quick for us here. I'll throw it up, of course, for those of you that are checking this out here. We'll try to throw up a copy, then you can then get a link to for this. Otherwise, if you kind of saw right there, that's our game plan for that. Our support pieces are going to be very interesting. They may look a little odd, but don't worry. We do have a little bit of cool support here. So we have Candy Trail here. This, again, does look a little off, but hear me out for a second here. Candy Trail is a simple 1 mana artifact food So when it enters, we get to scry 2. This will allow us, of course, to dig through our deck to make sure our bats are right where we need them to be, or we can just filter to maybe get whatever we need on the next draw. Of course, just like any other food, you can sacrifice it by tapping it and paying 2. You'll gain 3 life, and we'll get to draw a card. So this helps us, of course, is our cute little engine piece to ensure that we can just keep digging through things. But the really cute thing about this is, with this and, say, Zoraline here, this kind of gives us it's a little bit of a janky type of engine here. It's a little goofy, but it does work, actually. It has worked. I've tested it out a little bit here. Basically, of course, we could just pay the Orzhov and then 2 life. However, we can then bring back the Candy Trail to then use it later on to gain 3 life and draw a card again. So it's a cute little engine here if we need to outgrind our opponent just a smidge. The other option we have for support here is we have Case of the Gateway Express. So I mentioned this earlier, but when we have so many bats and going so wide here, that actually is going to help us out quite a bit. This, of course, will take out a couple of key creatures we don't want to deal with. And then when we swing with our bats, because they are evasive, it should be pretty easy to then trigger this ability. So then we could solve the case and then give all of our creatures another pump of +1/+0. So in other words, just go wide with our bats, get a ton of value from them, whether they live, whether they die, life gain and drain our opponent. Use Zoraline here to then bring back those bats that ended up dying to hopefully, again, get more value out of them. And then use Star Charter here to keep digging through our deck at the end of our turns just to make sure we can keep getting bats into our hand. Whew, that's actually a really sweet game plan here. It is a little janky and it is going to be a little bit grindy at certain points, but I actually love what this deck is trying to do. It has worked when, at least in testing, I believe. But we'll, again, get a full gameplay to see how well it does today. Otherwise, to wrap up the rest of the deck, we have Plains, of course. This is a budget deck, and I forgot to mention, the real sweet thing is this only is going to cost you 8 rares. You don't have to spend a ton. If you do want to upgrade it, I will show you, of course, at the end of the video to get some upgrades for it. But 8 rares is actually not bad for the getting started here in Bloomborough. It's actually not too bad. I think that's only about, what, $23 in paper if you want to throw this together. But otherwise, Plains, Swamps, Obscura Storefront, we want to make sure we can dig out our lands, and also this will trigger off Ruin Lurker Bat and a couple other abilities. We have Secluded Courtyard because we are a creature deck, and Unclaimed Territory. If you're looking at the stats of the deck real quick, it's an average mana curve of about 2.2. It is Orzhov colors of white and black. You're looking at, 32 creatures in the deck, 2 artifacts, 2 enchantments, and 24 lands. This is the reason why we're going to take advantage of the creature lands, because we don't really have that much support that are non-creature spells. This allows us to basically kind of cheat a little bit on our mana fixing to make sure we can get what we need. Now, if you do want to take this into best of 3, I don't know if I'll be able to play best of 3 today, but this is actually pretty nice because, again, you can take advantage of it in best of 3 and also best of 1 with iTwitch. iTwitch here, which will give us access to some lesson cards, allows us to get environmental sciences, so we can dig out a basic land, gain some life, trigger off our abilities with a life gain. We have reduced the memory here as well, so we can pull these out to do some more removal against our opponent. We have Inkling Summons here. These won't, again, maybe be bats, but they do get some abilities to get triggered off if we are swinging with, say, our Even Jealous here, our Case of the Gateway Express, and they're flying, so they are great for us for a little extra backup in terms of tokens. We have Expanded Anatomy here. This will put some +1/+1 counters on any of our bats, gives it vigilance until end of turn, so do some more damage. Introduction to Prophecy here just helps us kind of dig through our deck if we're kind of struggling a little bit to then pull out what we need to. And if you do take this to best of 3, your options to switch things out will be Duresses here, just to then deal with these combo and control decks out there. You have Soul Guide Lantern for your graveyard hate, and then your other catch-all is going to be Fracture here to destroy any target artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker we don't normally want to deal with. But otherwise, that's basically it for the whole deck tech. Is it possible for this simple 8 rare deck to do anything in the Explorer formats? Well, I'm glad you all asked. So let's join us today and let's play some fun. Let's have a bunch of excitement. Hopefully, again, we'll get some wins along the way. We'll probably get some losses, but I'm excited for this deck and seeing what it's going to be able to do. Let's see. Lakaosos with 10 packs. I got 2 Hired Claws and 2 Gevs. It's like Arena wants me to play Lizards. I think they do. I actually think they do want to play lizards. Trust me, we do have a sweet lizard deck that I'm already putting together in a future deck tech. Again, that one will go live hopefully on Sunday. So hang in there, everybody. It's actually really sweet. I actually love what lizards was doing, but we'll go over again lizards a little bit later on. We're going to stop here. We'll then now jump in and we'll then play a little bit to see how well we do. Again, if we have time, I might do some jump in at the very end of the stream, but otherwise, let's go ahead and let's do some ranked. I think the ranks reset today. I think they reset a little bit later on. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, excuse me. Again, hopefully, again, you're all having a great time wherever you're at. Let me know again in the comments below what you would like to see for upcoming future deck days. What are your initial thoughts for those of you who are playing right now, Bloomborough? How are you liking it? Love it? Hate it? Is there something you're liking that's really good for you? Is there something that's annoying you? I would love to hear from all of you about that one. But otherwise, here we go, everybody. Our first match of the morning. We're going to see how well our bats can do. All right. So with that, okay, so we got Zoraline, which is great. We have Case of the Gateway Express, Life Tree Duo. We have a Candy Trail to kind of help us start doing our fixing. Okay, not too shabby. We got a little bit of everything for the first 3 plays. As long as we can get our lands, we'll be good to go. Okay, opponent, what do you got? You got Swamp, Thoughtseize. All right, we're off to a great start as always. This means they're going to probably pick apart one of our key cards right here. It'll probably be the Zoraline or Life Tree Duo to just kind of get rid of our stuff. Again, it's early, so I'm not too worried. We'll see how this goes. All right, Case of the Gateway Express is gone. That's okay though. Swamp, Eye Twitch. If they destroy it, we'll be able to get some extra value out of it, but we'll see. All right, Deep Cavern Bat. Not too bad, too. All right, let's get a peeky peek at what our opponent's trying to do. All right, let's see, opponent. What do you got? Oh, okay. They got... Oh, geez. That's gross. That is really gross. Okay. Well, we definitely don't want Shieldred. Shieldred's got to go bye-bye. No swinging. Our opponent is all in on mono black mid-range. Let's see if we can outdo a mono black mid-range deck with our cute little bats. Of course, they have removal, so they got Shieldred back. That's fine, everybody. It's fine. It's okay. So with that, let us play Zoraline. We won't be able to trigger it just yet, but we will get some life gain. So down to 16. Okay. So they don't have the mana yet, so that does buy us time. Waste not. Okay. So they're going all in on trying to make us discard here. We do have a discard deck. I forgot to mention that we are going to be looking at building soon. So hang in there also for that. That's actually going to be pretty sweet for us. So with that... Oh, actually, I realized we could probably trigger this off here. So here's how we do this. Candy Trail. We'll do our fixing. Oh, okay. So we got our lands, which is great. That's really good for us. Go swinging. Get a bunch of triggers off. This is, again, what you want to do, everybody. We'll pay. Okay. We'll get back Deep Cavern Bat. Say bye-bye to Shieldred again, opponent. There we go. All right. Down to 12. Not too bad, right? That's actually how you want the deck to work. So even though we are losing a little bit of life, we'll gain it back very easily. We have Candy Trail to then trigger off again if we need to. Wow, this combo is actually kind of working. I like it. Okay, Ruin Lurker Bat. Nice. We'll then sacrifice Candy Trail. Gain some life, draw a card. We swing again. All right, here we go. Gain life back again, down to 7. Okay, and we descend. All right, we'll put back Life Tree Duo. We won't need that. Down to 7, opponent. Do you have an answer for us? This is actually going really well. Wow, that actually might actually be a threat. I'm actually really happy about that. Reckoner Bankbuster. All right, they draw their card. Sanguine Evangelist. Okay, and our opponent, they gave up. All right, yes. Love it. Okay, wow, bats pulling it off there. Not too bad, right? That's how the combo works, everybody. Wow, we actually got to see it there in action. You got to see real quick. So, for those that weren't paying attention too well, again, it's okay. This is actually really what you want the deck to do. So, Zoraline, going off, we attacked. We then were able to bring back even Deep Cavern Bat after the removal. We then were able to hit our opponent, getting away their Shieldred. And also, we can bring back Candy Trail later on to then keep that combo going. Yeah, that felt good. That was a great way to show you exactly what the deck is trying to do, everybody. So, not too bad. Let's go ahead, let's get ahead and just keep the good times rolling. Got our dailies done, and we'll keep playing. That was a great example there, again, what you want the deck to do. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's continue on, and we'll keep playing to see how well we do. All right, so let's see. Okay. So we have our Candy Trail to help fix us in the early game here. We do have our Case of the Gateway Express for removal, Sanguine Evangelist on the back end there, and Starscape Cleric to then hopefully drain our opponent. Okay, this looks pretty good. Let's see how well this does. All right, Forsaken Miner. So our opponent's going to try to commit some crimes against us. Let's see how well that goes. All right, we'll put down our Swamp. Candy Trail coming down first. Maybe we could get away with more than 2 Candy Trails. Okay, so we have enough lands, so I'm not worried about that right now. Starscape Cleric, another copy won't hurt. They can't block, which is unfortunate, but that's totally fine. I'm going to swing it down to 18. Forest. Okay, so that's how they're going to be sacrificing stuff. Interesting. All right. Well, how do we do this here? I think... All right. Well, we'll just name Bat. Starscape Cleric. No offspring, just for value. We'll see if they start sacrificing things. I'm assuming they're going to do that, which is going to be very annoying, but that's okay. We have ways of getting around things here. If we can just get at least one more source for white, we'd be set. I'm going to go swinging. Actually, they could swing. I mean, neither of our creatures can block, so that's fine. Okay, opponent, come on. Stitcher Supplier. Right, good building. Putting some stuff into the graveyard. Alright, there comes a sack, which is annoying. That's fine. So there goes our creature. They get to draw a card. It's fine, everybody. No big deal. We still got plenty of time. Tyvar. Ooh, okay. So they have to tick down. Yep. They'll get back. What are they getting back? What are you getting, opponent? What do you got? I'm guessing they're going to try to keep the milling going. That's what I assume they're going to do. So, okay, this might be a grindy one. We'll see. All right. Okay, so how do we get out of this? Well, storefronts. We have to sacrifice that to them. We need our white source ASAP. That's what we need. All right, so with that, get a plains. Gain some life. Let's see, do I just want to do this now? I mean, they'll probably just keep doing their thing here. Okay. I'm not sure how we can get out of this because they already have all their whole combo thing going here, which is very annoying. But it's fine. It's fine, everyone. This is fine. Even if we lose, again, we still got plenty of time. We're still going to just keep playing as much as possible here. Opponent's going to swing. They're going to hit us. Down to 13. They can't tick down anymore, so they got to hold off for a bit. Forsaken Miner, too. Oh, boy. Wow, this is quite the engine piece they got here. So, no surprise. They're going to do their thing here. Goody goody gumdrops. Love to see it. So, exile. They will obviously sack. Watch. Okay. There we go. Not going to lie, it's a pretty good combo. It's an annoying combo. Guess they'll keep their thing going here. Alright. Well. I mean, again, as a reminder, we are always a budget deck. Budget decks, of course, can only do so much against decks that actually have what they want. So, I'm not going to lie. Their combo is very interesting. But unfortunately, I think we're going to get outvalued here. Okay, I'll let our opponent do their thing for a moment here. If they keep going, though, I'm probably might dip out. But we'll see. We'll see how this well goes. Otherwise, for those of you that are hanging in there, and while we're still doing our thing, I'll put up another poll later on for the second half and asking all y'all, what do you want to see for other creature decks that you want coming out from Bloomborough? Like, let me know in the comments what exactly all of you want to see. What do you want to see me build for the upcoming deck decks? So, it's kind of a minor spoiler right now. We have, besides obviously we're playing bats today, the first deck, as I mentioned earlier, will be lizards. We do have, of course, I'm still working on the frog deck. I'm not sure where I want to go with frogs, but I think I know, I have an idea for it. And then we will have, of course, of the ultra budget decks. I still haven't forgotten those. Those will be coming. It's just going to take a little bit more time to kind of tweak those because we have a lot more cards we can play with from Bloomborough. And then just trying to figure out the formats for certain cards. We'll see where we can go with them. Okay, our opponent right now is getting super aggro here. This is not good at all. All right. I'll block here. I honestly don't want to, but I don't have a choice. We're down to 4. Our opponent here is probably going to do their thing. There we go. Yep. We're not winning this one, everybody. We got too much value here. Way too many pieces are being hit here. So, all right. We'll just have to let this one go, everybody. We were not going to win this one. They just outvalued us way too much there. But that's fine. It's okay. Next one. Shaking it off. Trying again. All right. So, let's go. Let's see if our bats can pull off a couple more wins today. I'm actually still feeling pretty good about it. We have, of course, 1 sweet win already. We got 1 loss, but we are going to be seeing how well we can do. Ooh, our opponent is gold. I guess they're ranking up pretty quick if they're gold versus us. Okay. All right. So, let's see what we got. Okay, so we got a lot of lands. Sanguine Evangelist on the back end here. We do have 2 deep Cavern Bats to kind of snipe their hand. We're going to keep this and let's see if we can get through what we need. Okay, Obscure Storefront to kick it off. At least for this, we have plenty of lands to get what we need. So we'll get our Swamp. Need some life. All right, deck. Okay, they're also playing Orzhov. They're playing Concealed Courtyard. Cauldron Familiar. Okay. I think this might be that new annoying combo that I've seen earlier from the set. There's a new card, if you haven't remembered it, everybody. You might have saw it from previous season. So, okay. So what do we got? Okay. Interesting. Take the Sunfall now. I don't worry too much about that Authority of the Consoles, but we will see if we can get around that. Cauldron Familiar, number 2. Alright. Well, if that's what they want to play, that's fine. Authority of the Consoles. Down. No blocks, of course. Okay, Secluded Courtyard. Lanes. Evangelist. Maybe we actually should have gotten that Authority of the Consoles. Alright, they're going to gain some life, but we also gain life too, so it's fine. It's going to be a very long match if it goes the way I think it does. The good news, of course, at least for us, is even if they have their cats, we'll start being able to swing soon in the sky, so we can hopefully get around them. Alright, opponent. Take your time. We're still here. You got 2 cards in hand. I have no idea what they are, but we'll see. Always watching is an interesting choice. Non-token creatures you control get +1/+1 vigilance. But again, the Culture Familiar is meant to die a lot, so I'm not sure. It's a very interesting choice of cards here. Opponent is thinking also. So, while they're thinking, let me know. I have a question for all of y'all. So, is there a card that has been standing out to you from Bloomborough that maybe you've been playing with that you think is really, really good? Something that you would build a whole deck around? I know obviously a lot of them are very creature focused, but is there anything out there that also kind of catches your attention that you think is actually pretty good? Oh wow, our opponent did not do anything? Interesting. Alright. Well, I mean, that's fine. So, with that, Deep Cavern Bat, number 2. It comes in tap, which is annoying, but that's fine. Oh, okay, they got the Mortify. Alright. Well, we'll get rid of that. Can't have that doing its thing. Swing with our bats. Down to 22. We go up to 20. This might be a grindy one. We managed to get away some of their key removal for now, but I don't know how much longer we can do that because I anticipate our opponent will eventually just draw into it. Hopefully, we'll be able to then outdo them before that happens. One of the weaknesses I did forget to acknowledge with the deck is we don't have that much in terms of protection, and we don't have too much in terms of revival with the exception of our creatures. So, we primarily rely on digging through our deck quite a bit with this. So just keep that in mind as we play. Alright, Star Charter. Secluded Courtyard on Bat. Candy Trail. Okay, so this is actually pretty good for us. So we can now start digging through our deck to get to our other bats. Swing with 3. Down to 20. We go up to 18. And now this helps us dig, of course, through our deck to get We'll get an eye twitch. So, at the very least now, we managed to get our combo going, so we now have our Star Charter, so we can now start digging through our things. Okay, Lunar Convocation. I forgot, this is a brand new card, too. Beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, each opponent loses 1 life. Okay. Well, they have a very life gain and drain combo here that's annoying. That's okay. The infamous Crude Claw, and with Worldfire. Oh my goodness. That sounds really hilarious. I actually like how that sounds. That sounds really cool, Suki. So, have you managed to make that combo go off yet? Okay, we gain life here. Or, I'm sorry, they gain life, they gain life again. It's fine. We, however, can sacrifice Candy Trail. We can gain some life, draw a card. Another Obscure Storefront. We don't really need that, but we do get a lot of life gain, which is nice. And then from that, we'll get our planes. Alright, so, swing with our bats. Yeah, at this point now, it's just basically a slugfest to see who can get to what first. Okay, so, that'll be helpful. That will be helpful. Starscape Cleric here. Offspring. Oh man. It's coming, everybody. It's coming. Our opponent, of course, if they manage to get a Wrath, we will be screwed. Because for some reason, they are playing Sunfall with Cauldron Familiars. That's actually a really interesting combo here. I'm not sure why. I don't know why you would do that, but okay. Oh, you did try the combo. You lost, but it was funny. Okay. Well, that sounds... that does sound hilarious, though, that you managed to actually pull it off. But you lost. That's cool, though. At least I give you props, though. You managed to actually somehow make it work. Okay. Opponent here is thinking. They have 1 card in hand we don't know. What could it be? What do you got, opponents? They're still thinking. Okay, they're swinging. Okay. That's fine. No blocks. It's very annoying that they have that. Maybe we should have sniped this instead, but that's fine. It still kind of worked out in a way because we managed to at least get rid of their removal. So, we do have time. They pay 2 life to draw a card. They're down to 15. We're at 15. Oh, they got their Witches out of combo. Okay. Well, this is going to be definitely a grind, everybody. We're going to see if we can try to outspeed them. We will try. So they start making a bat token here and there. But we do have our bat token, so... Alright, opponent. Game on. Let's make our Offspring. They will gain some life, which is really annoying, but it's fine. Obscure Storefronts. We can, however, play the long game too, opponents. Alright, so with that, let's get out this time a Swamp. Gain some life. We drain them for 2. Okay, so we have to slow down with our life gain here because we don't really have a choice to stop them with. We'll swing with the creatures that we can afford to lose. If we can just get to Zoraline, we will be good. Or at least one of our removal spells. Okay, they are blocking with a bat, but they're going to sacrifice it for the other. Oh, they don't. Okay. So we do get a little bit of value here. Okay, so we definitely need to get our Reduce to Memory. That's our key card. We'll be able to dig through our deck now. And then, what do we get here? Star Charter. Okay. I think... Get another Eye Twitch. We need to get the Eye Twitch so we can do our Reduce to Memory. So, with Reduce to Memory, we can hopefully turn off one of their things here. And then from there, we should be able to do our thing. Alright, opponent. What do you got? Come on. No, they got the Mortify. Alright. Well, they got their Sunfall, which is bad. But it's okay, everybody. We're going to try to see if we can get around that Sunfall. If we can get around that, we should be good to go. But, let's see. I'm trying to think. What should we get rid of? Always watching actually can be helpful. No blocks yet. So, we have a Reduce to Memory. We just need to figure out what we want to get rid of. Oh, okay. So, this can help us out a bit. Alright, so, let's see. On bat. We're going to hold off on the Eye Twitch here for a moment. And here's how we do this. Case of the Gateway Express. Ping down one of our opponent's Cauldron Familiars. They're obviously going to sack it. Watch. Okay. Alright. Reduce to memory. All right, so what do we hit here? I think... What do we hit? This is actually kind of tricky here. Okay, so I think... Turn off the engine piece. That's probably what we want to get rid of. Alright. Can we get around this? That sunfall is going to hit us pretty quick here. So that's the only scary part. But I feel we can still get around it. Just big swing here. Actually, they got the sunfall coming anyway, so we might as well just do a full swing. Battle cry. Woo, look at that. We had a nice little pump there to everything. They gain some life. They're going to try to stabilize. We will lose our Sanguine Evangelist here. But that's fine. It's a small price to pay because, again, if they got that Sunfall, I'm expecting that exiling effect to come into play anyway. So. Down to 2. All right, we were able to close the gap there quite a bit. Wait, did we win? Oh, they gain life. Oh, I maybe should have turned off this Authority of the Consuls here. I'm so dumb. Dang. That's fine. It's fine, everybody. Oh, okay. We got Zoraline anyway. Okay. Maybe we can still get back into this. Okay. Our opponent has to use the Sunfall now to protect themselves. That's their only option right now to survive. Okay. They're swinging. So we got down to 8. Coming? Alright, there it is. So they sack it, make the food. I'm assuming the Sunfall comes down now. So, very annoying. But it's fine, everybody. We still got a chance. All we have to do, however, is just get around a couple things here. Ultra Familiar. Coming back. Okay. So, how do we do this here? I think Zoraline. It's tapped. But we can pay. Okay, and then from here, Deep Cavern Bat. They gain life again. We can get rid of... Oh, they have Zoraline also. Okay, so we get rid of the Mortify. Life Creep Duo. Eye Twitch. Okay, well, that's still not enough because that Incubator is now going to screw us over. Oh, man. Dang. We came close, everybody. Not too bad, but unfortunately their Incubator was turned on here. They had Zoraline, but man, we just couldn't make enough there. They swing, and they beat us. Dang. Well, that stinks, unfortunately, everybody, but that's okay. You still saw, we were able to finally find a way to get around some things here, but man, that Authority of the Consuls, maybe we should have gotten rid of that instead. Okay. Food for thought for the future. Okay, I probably misplayed that one, so that was on me. I probably could have won that one, but I should have gotten rid of the Authority of the Consuls. I thought we were able to do enough damage where we could have beaten that out. Oh well. It is what it is, everybody. I never said I was the greatest of Magic players, but we're still going to have fun, of course. It's all good. I punt every so often, so so don't be hating on me. Don't be hating on me. We're just here to have fun, of course. Whew, okay. So, next match coming up right now. And let's see. What do we got? What are we playing? Alright, so... Let's see. This might be helpful. Okay. We are a little heavy on lands. We do have a way of kind of getting some life and draining, so let's keep. What is our opponent playing today? Okay, so put down the planes. Opponent, what do you got? What do you got? That is a cool sleeve, though. I do like that. I like those sleeves. I don't use swap out sleeves too often. Okay. Oh, okay. So they're mono red aggro? We should be able to handle mono red aggro, right? Okay, Secluded Courtyard. Swamp. Okay, so how do we do this? How do we do this? I think we might have to wait a turn or two. I'm anticipating they have removal, so I just want to be able to see if we can gain some life just a little bit here before we start doing our swings. If we can get a couple 1-drops, that would be great. Monster Swiss Spear number 2. Oh, they're Gruul aggro. Okay. Kumamo. Little scary, but it's fine. They ping us. Down to 18. Opponent. Swing. I assume so. Maybe they're slightly delayed. Okay. Den Splendid from Twitch. Hey, welcome. Good morning, wherever you're watching from. Thanks for joining us today. How you doing? Okay, Ruin Lurker Bat. Okay, well, that's not too bad. So with that, we'll play a Plains. We will... How do we do this here? I think Life Creed Duo first. Ruin Lurker Bat. Gain some life. We go back up to 15. Opponent's going to bring in, of course, some kind of creature because they have to take advantage of Kumamo. Burning Tree Emissary. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This is gonna be bad, isn't it? We'll see. But do they if they have removal... Oh, Gallia. Interesting. Interesting choice. Okay. Draw some cards. Alright, so with that, we'll just block here 1. Okay. So, how do we get out of this, you may be wondering? I think we have a way. Zoraline's pretty good, too. Swamp. Oh, we don't have enough time to get down the offspring, so we're just going to play it as is. Doing fine. Okay, well, glad to hear that, Den Splendid. Glad to hear that. Okay, we got 3 here, so... We have to take out that Burning Tree Emissary. Gain some more life. They drain. We swing. We gain some more life. They drain. Okay, well, we're closing the gap here, which is nice. The deck is doing its thing. The life gain is helping us stabilize, which is nice. But if they have removal, that's where things are going to get a little ugly. Opponent here is doing their swings. Big swing here. Big swing. Kind of cute that they're using Gallia here as is. They're not using it as part of like the legendary combo that I've seen many times. Mostly they're just doing it just for value, I guess. Charka's Command. Ooh, boy. That's scary. Ouch. Well, that actually ended up being terrible. I honestly didn't think they had that in hand. Wow. I was not expecting that out of their deck, but okay. I mean, it is what it is, everybody, so we'll just move on. Wow, they actually got me out of nowhere. I was not expecting that. Okay. That's fine, I guess, opponents. But otherwise, all right, so I'm going to try to see if we can get a couple more matches in here. We're going to have some more fun, of course. The deck is honestly doing really well. I'm actually happy with how it's performing, but granted, I'm not going to lie, my own skills show that I'm not the best at what I do. I'm really good at teaching and instructing people, but sometimes I'm not actually good at executing, if you haven't noticed already. So don't hate me on that one. I'm just playing with what I got. So, any case, now that I kind of got that part out of me, we got playing this. Okay, they're playing Yorion. Okay, so expecting some Blink shenanigans here. That'll be interesting. We have our Swamp. Life Creed Duo. So we'll be able to gain some life here to stabilize. Alright, opponent. What do you got? Thoughtseize. Disgusting. Always disgusting. Nobody likes discard. But it's okay. It's fine. Obviously going to take away Star-Shaped Cleric. No surprise. Uncharted Territory on Bats. Star-Shaped Cleric. You can only do it for 1. Gain some life. Drain them for 1. Do some swings. Down to 16. Okay. So, we have our cute little combo here, but we need more pieces. We need to start going wide here in order for us to actually beat our opponent. Blood Crypt. Okay. Are they a 5-color deck? Oh, they're Mardu. Interesting. Okay. So, we'll see how that affects us. Bats. And then... Do we do this now? Actually, no. No point to it. Okay. Den Splendid for over on Twitch. Still tinkering with Esper Dungeon. Okay, that's cool. I love hearing that. Okay, so we're going to lose that. They're down to 15. End turn. Okay. I'm also still playing around with an Esper Dungeon deck. I think I have a combo that might work that's ultra budget. It is very, very janky, but it does work. Okay, so our opponent here is not playing a very fun deck, but it's okay. We still have ways of getting around it. So we'll play Bat. With Zoraline here, at least we can bring something back. So we're hopefully going to see if we can try to do that to hopefully just outdo our opponent here, which I'm guessing they're playing stacks, which is absolutely a disgusting deck. You're a dirty person if you play stacks decks. I'm not a fan of stacks decks whatsoever, but maybe that's just me. I'm definitely much more of that classic kind of, I will play... Okay. Yep, definitely our opponent is doing the thing. But the good news is we still have the trigger on the stack, so this is how we'll do this. We will... Oh, actually, we can... We were able to get it back. That's kind of cute. I mean, I didn't realize Zoraline actually can trigger into herself if you absolutely have to. I didn't expect I could do that, but that's cool. If she could stay alive for one turn, we could be good to go. We shall see. Opponent here definitely is very removal heavy, though, so they got 4 cards in hand. I don't know what else they have. We'll see. How is your Esper Dungeon deck doing, though, Den Splendid? If you have a copy of it, definitely throw it up. Or if you can't throw it up here, again, you can throw it up on the Discord. I'll definitely put a link for that. I probably should be doing that, actually, while we're waiting for our opponent here. Okay, so opponent is thinking. I'll let them think. Come on, opponents. I believe in you. Okay, they got another land. Thoughtseize again. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. We lost our Star Charter here. That was going to help us refuel. Okay, it's fine. Beseech the mirror. Oh, dear. What are they getting? Am I going to get screwed right here? Did they get removal? Oh, jeez. Tithing Blade. Come on, opponents. Let me have some fun. Ugh. Absolutely disgusting. All right. Case the Gateway Express for no real value. All right. Well, we're in top deck mode, which is not exactly how you want to play this deck. So our opponent now is doing the thing. Oh, wow. Getting just lands. Come on, deck. Don't do this to me now. Not on stream. Just at least one card here can help us just kind of slow this down a bit. Our opponent is also almost out of cards. So, okay, Beseech the Mirror again. All right. Well, this is not going to be very fun. They have Demonic Pacts. Okay. I see what you're trying to do here, opponent. And I don't like it. Nope, don't like it at all. Candy Trail. Well, at least we get to scry here. Okay, so we can try to see if we can get back into this here. Sacrifice the Candy Trail. Get some life back. Eye Twitch. Just trying to get back into this fight, everybody. Okay. Alright. Are they going to hit us? Are they going to make us discard our land? We don't really need the land, so I don't worry about that too much. Den Splendid. One combo that was pretty funny to do was Flickering the Crabomination. Made many players salty to scoop up. Oh, that sounds hilarious. I actually would like to see how that works. That would be kind of cool to see. Okay, opponent is stabilizing with more life gain. Savi Triumph, they're digging. Alright, well. Our Deep Cavern Bat at least can help us a little bit here. Okay, get rid of their Yorion. Alright. We're not too bad, actually. Down to 14. They're obviously going to do, though, they're going to deal the 4 damage to get rid of the Deep Cavern Bat. Okay, as I figured. But they're running out of time, too, because they need to give that to us, or we will beat them out. Okay. So they're going to blink it. Alright. Opponent is trying to find their answers. Oh, maybe they should have let the Eye Twitch die, though. Maybe that's probably what we should have done. Okay. So with that, Starscaped Cleric. Full Offspring, since we don't really have anything else to do. Alright, and then with that, pass the turn. So, are you going to be able to still do your combo, opponent? They draw 2 cards. Okay. Well, it's still not end of game here. Because even if they get to their lose the game and they try to trade the card with us, we can still get there with Eye Twitch. Oh, wow, they have another Demonic Pact? Wow. Opponent, you're getting really greedy here. Okay, so. No attacks yet. Obviously, our opponent's just going to just chill out and just wait until they get to the lose the game. So they hit our Starscape Cleric. Disgusting. I really don't like this play pattern, everybody. I know I'm mostly, again, a very aggro and creature type of player. So this kind of gameplay pattern is honestly kind of boring to me just because it's just a lot of just delaying until you get to your combo. I know some people like playing like this. I'm not a fan of it personally, but it's fine for what they're trying to do. It is a legitimate thing though. Okay, so we'll get to reduce the memory. Do they have anything else to... Okay. Opponent here just doesn't want us to stop their little combo. Alright. Well, at this point, I don't think we're going to win this one, unfortunately, everybody. Wow. We're actually losing now. This is really unfortunate. Opponent's probably going to dig for their piece here, and they're going to hand it off to us. Okay, Zoraline. We're not dead yet. Okay, so we'll pay. What do we get back here? Okay, Deep Cavern Bat. Rankle's Crank. That's gone. Okay. Well, again, we're not dead. Bats. Go swinging. Gain some life. Drain them. Down to 20. Okay. So. Obviously, they're going to keep their stupid stuff going here. This is so annoying. So they hit, of course, the Deep Cavern Bats. No surprise. Okay. Opponent has 2 more on this one, and they have 1 more on the Demonic Pact here. So they have to dig for their answer, they will lose. Did they get their answer, though? That's the one thing. Harmless Offering. Yep. Of course, when I do this combo, because I've tried to make this combo work myself, and I always end up losing. So it's really frustrating. We're just now going down in rank. I don't really care too much about the rank, to be honest, but it's still kind of annoying how those decks kind of work. I'm not a fan of them at all. But if you do like them, I mean, hey, that's all up on you guys. You can play your decks how you like. I'm just not a fan of stacks. I hate stacks. Although, granted, I'm not going to lie, I did play stacks as a budget deck. So if you do like stacks on budgets, I do actually have one deck that I did about a year ago. I felt kind of dirty playing it, but it's something if you do like it. Okay. Den Splendid. I'm watching on my notebook while I play on mobile. Okay. Well, I mean, I appreciate you watching. I'm actually... I mean, if you're playing on mobile, hopefully, again, you're getting some wins in. Props to you, and good luck, again, if you can get those wins. Hopefully, you're probably winning more than me. I look kind of bad right now. But okay. We're going to try to see. We're going to get some wins, everybody. I'm feeling it. We can get some wins with this deck to show you it's actually pretty fun. But overall, the deck is still doing its thing. It's just we're dealing with opponents that you got to remember. When you're playing a budget deck, there's only so much you could do because your opponents are definitely going to have more power than you. But this, I think, is a great option here if you're looking at trying to upgrade into something stronger. Okay, they're playing Duress, but we have nothing you can take, opponents. Got them. Made them waste their Duress. Feeling good about that. Life Cree Duo coming down. We actually can curve out here, which is kind of nice. I do like that. Okay, so with that, Blooming Marsh. Okay, so let's see. Life Crew Duo again. We'll play a Swamp. Sanguine Evangelist. Gain some life. Make a bat. Gain some more life. Swing, swing. Down to 17. So obviously they're going to get rid of that Stitcher Supplier here, and then I'm guessing they're going to try to combo off here. We'll see. Surprisingly, we haven't dealt with any kind of Spellslinger aggro decks recently. Oh, they got Grease Fang. Yay, Grease Fang. Alright. They're going to do their thing here, unfortunately. Oh, I was not paying attention. I didn't realize they had the Grease Fang combo already. Alright. Well, this is unfortunate, but it's not the end yet. Maybe we have a way of getting around this. Maybe. Oh, you're currently playing the Dungeons deck. Okay, that's cool. I like hearing that. Hopefully it, again, is working. If you're tweaking it still, let me know how it goes. Okay, Life Creep Duo, number 2. We basically have to stabilize at this point. Ruin Lurker Bat. Gain some more life. No attacks. We're going to see with the eye twitch if we can maybe get some value out of that. Hopefully. Raphine's Informants. So we're going to do more shenanigans here. Honestly, I'm playing a very uphill battle right now. Just trying to get around that stupid combo here. But I didn't think people still played the Grease Fang combo and Explorer. I thought this combo was just not a thing anymore. I figured that people were moving on to other combos here. Okay, well, not looking good at all for us. And, alright. We'll take the hit here. Ouch. Down to 2. Well, if nothing else, I'm going to try to be a spoiler here and just try to get rid of that Grease Fang. That's all I can do at this point. So, reduce to memory. We're not going to obviously win, but I'm going to try to at least get rid of that Grease Fang just out of spite. Because I don't want to deal with that. Okay, they bounce it back. Obscure Storefront. Sack that for no real value. Alright. Life here. And I honestly just want doing this just to be... Oh, wow, I can't even play it. Okay, never mind. I couldn't even play the card. I realized that. Well, that was definitely terrible. Wow, I'm just starting to lose now on... Like, every time I always play live, and I start looking like I don't know what I'm doing. Only just because I kept getting losses here. Okay. It's fine, everybody. I mean, I think the ranks later today actually reset, so none of this even matters at this point. I realize that now. None of this actually matters because even if we're ranking up or down, we shouldn't... The ladder should be resetting soon. So again, we'll just have to start all over again, but that's totally fine. Hopefully, again, all of you are still enjoying the content wherever you are watching from. But now that we're at the halfway point of the stream, I do want to kind of give everybody a heads up right now. Game time-wise, we're looking at, again, only about a 2-hour stream. I would like to stream longer as always, but I can't just because I've got other stuff to do, you know, big boy job stuff. So I have to get ready for my actual real work since right now I'm not at a point yet where I can get paid from just streaming and content, but I do appreciate all the support you want to give me. If you do want to help me out a little bit here, for those who are watching, whether you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, as always, you can check the links right next to me right there. Yep, right there. And then be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you do watch the content so you don't miss on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, deck techs, and so much more. But otherwise, going back to the stuff, our next match here, all right, we should be good. Unclaimed territories will get us out our Eye Twitches, Zoraline, Life Create Duo. We have some removal with Case of the Gateway Express. Hasn't been able to do too much against our opponents here, but we'll try. So, name of bat, Eye Twitch. And as always, again, when we get to the end of it, I will, of course, talk about the deck. As always, we'll evaluate it. We'll do a little bit of an upgrade analysis, and then we'll show you again, for those of you who have stuck around this far into the stream, my true fiery friends, you'll get to get a sneak peek at what we're doing for the future. The opponent is swinging here. Block with the Eye Twitch. Alright, and then for this, we are dealing with life gain, so I think Environmental Science is probably the best option here. Alright, Unclaimed Territory on bat. Environmental Sciences. Okay, so we need a black source. Alright, we gain some life up to 22. If nothing else against mono-red aggro, as long as we can gain life, we can basically slow them down to nothing. Slick Shot show off. Oh, okay. That's a little scary. That's okay. We can get around that still. That's not the worst. So with that, Zoraline. No value out of it, but that's okay. All we just need to do is survive just one turn here. If it does survive, we can get rid of that Slick Shot show off. Assuming our opponent does not try to go off here and be super aggro. But we'll see. Okay, so they do have the removal, which is annoying. That's fine. Kumamo. Yep, they're going super aggro here. 19, down to 11. Ouch. Okay. We will try, everybody. So, Life Creed Duo. Coming down. Plains. Starscape Cleric. Gain some life. Drain them for 1. Okay, so in order for us to get out of this, the cards have to survive, and we're going to see, can we do it? Can we stabilize against the Slick Shot Show Off combo? Ren's Resolve. Okay. Maybe they're not getting their land draw. Okay, they did get their lands. Joy. Wow, they actually got 2 lands off of that. Come on, deck. Really? So they do swing here. No blocks. Do you have more pump opponents? They do. Monstrous Rage. Scary. Down to 1. Ouch. Okay. Alright, so this is our turn to get back at it, everybody. So with that... Okay. Alright, so... We can gain life off of that. Zoraline also can give us life too. Okay, Secluded Courtyard. Bats. We then ping our opponent. Get rid of the Slick Shot Show Off. Zoraline. Gain the life. They drain. No attacks. Actually, I realized I could have escaped with Starscape Flare. Okay, that's fine. Alright, opponent. Did you beat us here? Did you get your... Oh, they have the Skewer the Curse. Alright, never mind. We tried, everybody. Wow. We are not looking good at all. Man. I get so excited for doing these streams, and we always end up looking like we're terrible. It's okay, everybody. It's okay. I'm still believing in the deck. Okay, Dense Splendid. Currently hoarding wild cards. You got 12 rares and 9 mythic rares. Okay. Well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do to hoard what you can until you know what you exactly want to spend them on. What are you planning on spending all those wild cards on? Or are you just kind of just attributing as many as possible and just holding until you have a deck that you really, really want to invest in? Speaking of which, actually, that is a question I want to ask everybody if you're still watching right now. I mean, is anybody out there looking at building something that's super expensive? If so, what are you building towards? Are you building towards something powerful, something jank, something that you want to just give a try and hopefully it'll work? Let me know. I would love to hear from all of you about, again, what you're currently brewing right now. Okay, so we'll play Candy Trail. All right, so Secluded Courtyard on top. We want to make sure we hit our land drops. We can get that Eye Twitch at least out, thankfully, now. Okay, what are you playing, opponents? I still believe in the deck, everybody. We're definitely going to see if we can try to get some wins here with this deck. Opponents looking at our Candy Trail, probably going like, what are they doing with that? Okay, they got a mountain. Secluded Courtyard. Play it on bats. We will play Life Creed Duo. We can start getting our life gain with Eye Twitch. We'll see. Come on, deck. I believe in you. We could definitely get our wins in here. We could totally do this. Raging Bat. Ooh, they're playing mice. Well, that'll be kind of cute. Let's see how this goes. So with that, Sanguine Evangelist. Gain some life, make a bat. Gain some more life, make a bat. Swing. That's hilarious because I remember I cracked this open in a pack a year ago from Eldraine, and I thought to myself, man, why do I want a mouse? This is not going to do anything. But apparently, thanks to Bloomburrow, I might have underestimated what mice can do. So we'll see. Will they make a token? They do. Okay, so the celebration does commence. Interesting. Lethal Demolition. Oh, are they the Convoke deck? Interesting. Let's see where this goes. All right. Well, we do have ways of stabilizing with life gain, so I'm not concerned too much about that. Bats. Star Charter. Gain some life. Swing with our bats. Down to 16. Okay, we get to dig through our deck here, which is great. Deep Cavern Bat. Okay. Well, our deck is stabilized now, for the most part. If they don't have any removal and it's mostly Convoke deck, we should be able to then hopefully go just as wide as they do. We'll see if we can actually beat them. Alright, Mountain. What do you got, opponents? What do you got? Another Raging Battle Mouse. Okay. Do they have... Okay, they do have the Knight. Again, scary, but it's fine. We have ways of getting around it. We have ways. Don't worry. They had a Regal Bunnycorn. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, this deck is definitely going big and wide. So we need to drain them out. That's going to be our best option to get around things here. They're swinging. I realize one of our biggest weaknesses with bats is we're very weak on the defense. We don't have that much toughness with many of our creatures, so we can't afford to take too many things here. But we'll see. So with that, Deep Cavern Bat. Gain some more life. But we can stabilize, thankfully, with a couple other things here. Alright, so Imodane's Recruiter's got to go bye-bye. Whew, that was too close. Let's see. Obscure Storefront. Gain some more life. Okay, we will pull out a Swamp. Ruin Lurker Bat does trigger off with the Descend. Gain some more life. Eye Twitch. Gain some more life. Okay, well, we're not doing too shabby here. We're down to 11. We trigger off our abilities. So with that, let's see. How do we do this here? I guess we can go aggro now. And Deep Cavern Bat on top. Okay, well, we're looking pretty good. We're actually going wider than our opponent. We're actually outdoing the Convoke deck with our go wide bat strategy, so it is working. We're not too shabby here, and they don't have a way of gaining anything in the air, so we do have the advantage with evasion. Oh, virtual loyalty. That's actually scary. Yikes. That means we need to close this out fast. Wow, I can't believe that actually they topped that deck. Oh boy. Alright, they're swinging. Big swing here. Okay. We're obviously going to let it go. But this should be just enough for us to beat our opponent down. Okay, so Sanguine Evangelist. Gain some more life. Gain some more life. Deep Cavern Bat. More life. I guess this is the turn, everybody. We got to do it now. Regal Bunny Corn's down. Alright. Swing here. Did we get them? Did we beat down the Convoke deck? Though, of course, they can block with the Evangelist. That's fine. There we go, everybody. Nice. Yes, we beat down the Convoke deck. We out-Convoke them by going wide with our bats. All right. Yeah. Woo. Not too bad. There we go. Going wide with our bats. We caught their cards that were key to their victory, and we just managed to overfly them. We had evasion, so that was our biggest advantage versus Convoke. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Den Splendid. I got a Brawl deck. It's Laughing Jasper Flint. It's pretty good, even with suboptimal deck building. Oh, Jasper actually is a very powerful card. He is gnarly. He is also a lizard, too, so maybe I might look at him for a future, maybe Brawl deck. I would like to see how that works. Definitely, I would love to see if you have that list. You should definitely toss it up on the Discord when you can. I would love to check it out. That actually sounds kind of cool. All right, so let's see our next match here. All right, hold on one second, everybody. All right, so what do we got here? Okay, so we can get a lot of life gain, which is great, and we can go wide with the Evangelist. So let's keep this and see where it goes. Maybe this will be good. All right. Whoop, hold on one second, everybody. Hold on. Wait a minute, one moment here. Okay, sorry. I was looking at something off the side here that was just taking my attention for just a moment here. Okay, so our opponent is playing... Ooh, are they playing a land destruction deck? That might be disgusting to deal with. We'll see. Life Creed duo. We'll see. Are they going to try to blow up lands? Okay, so let's see. Oh, Bard class. All right, all right. I see what they're trying to do here. But is it enough versus us? We're going to try to go wide here. That's basically going to be our game plan. Make some life. Swing. Okay, so if we can get down Star-Shaped Cleric. Oh, Starscape Cleric. Wow, I've been saying Starshape. It's Starcape? Wow, I cannot say words. Words are hard, everybody. No lies. Okay. Down to 19. We have plenty of time to then kind of go wide here and gain some life. Hopefully this should be enough versus our opponent. Alright, they're going to go big very quickly here, so this is going to get scary. Oh, jeez. Our class is continually a scary deck, everybody. Okay, so
Unclaimed territory on bat. We will play... Okay. Starscape Cleric. Just for 1. No offspring. Gain some life. They drain. Deep Cavern Bat. Gain some more life. Okay. Okay. They got that mole. I actually have not had a chance to play with this mole, so I don't know how well it does. But no attacks, and we might have to block here. Okay. So this is the Quake Mole deck with a Bard class. I had an idea for this, but I never really kind of put it together because it was really expensive, and I couldn't find a way to make it work. Okay, our opponent here is definitely huge here and scary. We'll block with 1. Down to 17. Down to 13. Okay, Quake Mole's in. I don't know if we're going to survive here, but we're going to try, everybody. So. Life Creed Duo. Need some more life. We drain them. And Plains. Zoraline. Again, I don't know if we're going to be able to survive this here. Because that Quake Mole is really, really big. If they have Trample, we are done. Gain more life. They drain again and again. Okay, so with that, swing with 1. Actually, I probably should have swung with the Starscape Cleric too. I realize that. I'm dumb. I really should read my cards more often. Down to 12. They go up to 18. They lose life again. Okay, so our way of victory right now, if there is one, is we have to just survive the hit here. They need to pay... What is it? What do they need to pay? They need to pay 7 mana to then make more attack triggers. Okay. Okay. Big swing here, I'm guessing. Yep. Okay. We're up to 18, though, which is nice. So we need to just survive a hit. How do we survive this? Okay. That's 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. Okay, so we just need to block 2 here. Actually, hold on. We might be able to only just do 1. Let's say 10, 14. Okay, just 1. Just 1's all we need. Okay. Oh, I forgot about that extra phase. All right. I think our opponent got us. I forgot about that. They could just trigger off right there. So we're just gonna done right there. We can't beat that, of course. They're just gonna out combo us. So that's fine. That's fine, everybody. We still managed to get at least that 1 win that last game, so I'm happy about that. Okay, so keeping it going. Looking at the clock right now, we still got plenty of time, so we're definitely going to keep playing. Hopefully, again, you guys are all enjoying how well bats are doing. Bats definitely can put their... even on a budget here, we're definitely putting in what we can. However, we can kind of see now, again, some of the inherent weaknesses. We can't really block too often because in a lot of our bats, we can't afford to have them die immediately, at least until Zoraline comes online. But even so, we don't have ways of protecting or keeping them alive unless we trigger off our own abilities. So it does work, at least until we go wide. If we can only put down 1 bat at a time, that's where it kind of fumbles just a little bit. Just a little bit, at least. But otherwise, let's see. All right, so... Okay, this is not too bad. We can curve out into this if it works out. Plains, Ruin Lurker Bat. All right, opponent, what do you got? What are you playing? All right, Mountain, Monster Sorcerer. All right, well, looks like it's an aggro deck again. No blocks, that's fine. Life Creed Duo will be nice later. Obscure Storefront. That does trigger Ruin Lurker Bat's ability. Hit him here. Down to 19. We go up to 21. We scry for the Descend. Okay. Well, we need more land, so we don't need the Candy Trail right now. Hopefully we can get there. 1 more land is all we need, and then we can really start doing our thing here. Reckless Impulse. Okay. So they did get their land drop. Down to 19 again. Okay, we got our land drop too, which is great. So with that, we will... Life Creed Duo. Eye Twitch. Gain some life. Swing with the bat. Get Some more life, up to 21. Okay, but we are stabilizing against mono-red aggro, so far, so good. But is it going to be enough? They have a Skewer the Critics, which is a little scary. If they have Trample, then that's where I'm going to be in trouble. But we shall see. Get 2 Lava Runner. Do they have spells to sling at us? They do. Alright, that's fine. That turns on both of them. But we can block here. They do have Monstrous Rage, so they did have a way of getting around this anyway. But we're only down to 16, so it's not bad. We're dying. Alright, so what do we get here? Get the Environmental Sciences. We can get some life gain. So with that, Environmental Sciences. Get a Plains. Go back up to 18. Land down. Starscape Cleric. I said it right this time. Swing again. Down to 17. We go up to 19. They get drained, so they're down to 16. Okay. Well, sooner or later, they are going to run out of gas. Even with a Slick Shot Show-Off, which is a little scary, it's fine. If they want to Spell Sling, they might as well do it now. Monstrous Rage. Ouch, down to 8. Okay. We're not dead yet, everybody. So, with that, we will play Sanguine Evangelist. Make another bat. Swing here. Down to 14. We might have to keep the Maroon Lurker Bat now on the defense just to block Slick Shot Show-Off, just for a bit. If it does stay alive, though, we can do our thing here soon. Okay. I think I have a plan. If we can get another land, Zoraline comes in, we bring out Life Creed Duo, and we can then stabilize with our life gain. But we do need to survive. Does our opponent have any more removal or pump? That's the question. Okay, swing here. So, block here. Actually, no. Block here. And they have Trample either way, which is annoying. Down to 4. They get drained for 1. Okay, so we did get another Life Creed Duo, which is not bad. Keeps us alive a little bit longer. They drain. Swing with just the Starscape Cleric. Down to 9. Woo, this is very close. Very close. Oh dear. Down to 3. Alright. I guess that's it for us. Oh, come on, opponent. You actually had all that. That's fine, everybody. Maybe we should put removal in this deck more. I think that's probably one of our other things to consider is... Well, we completely lost our rank there. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not salty because, again, ranks are going to reset anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. But, oh, man. Okay, so keep the good times going. Again, we still got time. We're going to see if we can try to get at least a couple more wins. We've only gotten, I realize, 2 wins, so our deck doesn't look like it's doing too well. But you have to understand, again, it is budget. And I honestly think it does pretty well even on a budget. So I'm actually pretty satisfied with the deck so far, considering it only has 8 rares, and it's only about an Explorer, what? I think it was $23, I said? I'll get the list up for you guys a little bit later on. Don't worry. Ruin Lurker Bats. And opponent, what do you got? Got green. Gilded Goose. Okay. Well, at least for once, it's actually not something that is going to be annoying against us. So with that, I guess we'll play the Obscure Storefront now. That does trigger the Descend. And then we will get a Swamp. Gain life. Swing to gain some more life. Will they block? Do they think we have something? No. Okay. Gain some more life. We Descend. Okay, well, I'll take another Ruin Lurker Bat. That's fine. Okay, so the good news is we can get Evangelist online quick. Citrus Supplier. Alright. I like everyone's playing black today. Disgusting. Okay. But I guess we shouldn't be talking. We're playing black too, but we're trying to play it the honest way. We're playing honest, fair Magic. The way it used to be back in the day. Deadly Dispute. All right. So this kind of gives us a peek as to what they're using. Okay. Wait, how come I can't... It won't let me click on the graveyard. Oh, there we go. Okay. Alright, so they're doing some food shenanigans here. That'll be interesting. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. They got also Scavenger's Talent. Interesting. We haven't had a chance to check out food too much with squirrels. I will put up, of course, that poll soon about what you guys want to see in the future with other decks. So what are the other half of the equation of what you want to look at in terms of, you know... I'll put up that maybe later today I'll put up the poll of what you want to see for a future deck. So for the other half of the creatures that we didn't talk about, you know, otters, rats, mice. Wait, no, I think we put up mice already. Squirrels. Is that where you guys can kind of vote on the other half to see what you might be interested in seeing for future decks? Not gonna lie, looking over Bloomburrow, not every creature was created equal. I think raccoons kind of got the low end of the stick, which is a little unfortunate for them. Obviously, it seemed like the high went to mostly like cards like, I guess it looked like rabbits got a lot of support. We definitely got a lot of support for bats and lizards. They're definitely the key players for this set. Okay, we'll play bats. Okay, so how do we do this here? I think Zoraline coming in. All right. We don't pay anything just yet, unfortunately. Oh, they have removal, don't they? All right. If you got removal, you got removal, opponent. That's annoying. That's okay. Opponent. Thinking. Technically, they have 2 mana open with the food and the Gilded Goose. I'm actually surprised Gilded Goose was allowed. Wait, I forgot. Oh, I'm not playing standard. Wait, I'm dumb. I'm done. Never mind. Forget what I said. Feed the cycle. With that... I guess we'll play Ruin Lurker Bat number 2. And then from there, let's see. No, we can't have that. Evangelist can't swing yet. We can descend, though, which is nice. Okay, we don't need land. We need some more action. Okay, well, don't need that either. Okay. We have ways of getting to our next landing to a candy trail, so that's why I'm not too worried about this. Cauldron familiar. All right, more food shenanigans are coming. Okay. Well, I mean, if you do like foods, this whole set has a lot of food support. And I do know that we are going to try to make maybe another food deck, maybe way down the line. I kind of just did already an ultra budget food deck for the Basically series that I did. So I'm not going to do another food deck anytime soon. I'm going to take a little break on food, and I'm pretty sure some of you are probably kind of sick on food decks. So we'll see how that goes in the future. Sanguine Evangelist number 2. Alright. Make the bat token. Candy trail. This will help us at least dig for a little bit. Which is what we need to do. Okay. Eye Twitch, Star Charter. Actually, we'll keep those 2 on top. And we'll hold on to the land. Okay. Come on, opponent. Coco, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, opponent is... Are they there? How you doing today, Coco? Okay, sorry, I missed those other things you read earlier. For some reason, the chat kind of pooped out for a second here, so let me see that. Okay, so yeah, so sorry, you were saying... Glad you're here with us. As much as I love bats, I think they need some vampires mixed in for full effect. I will say, I had vampires, half bats in this deck, so it was more of a token deck. But I'm kind of still playing around with it. Right now, I think this version is kind of in a good spot, but definitely needs a lot more rares and mythics to get stronger support. But, let's see, cheap budget white exile removal in the new set. Alright, welcome back, Suki. You missed me getting a couple of wins. We got a couple of losses also, but that's fine. Let's see. Yeah, don't worry. Even though red was kind of making me look dumb, don't worry. We will have our sweetness with red coming up soon, so hang in there for that one. Star Charter. Okay, so they're mostly tapped out for the most part, unless they have another, unless they want to spend their treasure in food. I swear, everybody plays like these kinds of decks. They never want to spend any of their treasure or foods until they absolutely have to. Do you block opponents? What are you blocking with? I got nothing in hand right now. I am completely shields down. Don't worry. I do have a red deck coming up soon. Okay, so Star Charter does its thing here. I guess we'll get the Cleric now. This will actually be helpful, because we do now have enough lands where we can get the Offspring mechanic to trigger off. Okay, opponent's going to start doing their food shenanigans. We do have a lot of life, though, so we have 27 life. Well, 26 now. But so far, it's doing pretty good. All right, opponent's doing okay. Okay, here it comes, everybody. Here it comes. Yigra's here. I don't have an option for Yigra right now, so we're kind of in a bad spot. But if you haven't seen this combo yet, it kind of goes self-infinite with how it works. So the way it works is with Yigra coming down, which is going to be really disgusting, by the way. Oh, lost due to lag. Oh, that sucks. Sorry to hear that, Den Splendid. But at least he got one win, so yay for that. Okay, so our opponent right now, Yigra's going to come down. He's going to turn everything into foods. And then with that, Cauldron Familiar will then become a food itself. And then if they have a second Cauldron Familiar, they basically can loot them infinitely, which is actually really bad. But otherwise, we'll see. Okay, opponent's still doing their scavenger shenanigans here. Yes, we do have lizards coming up, Kogo, so that is on the horizon this weekend. I definitely have a lizard deck that actually is really, really sweet. Even on a budget, it's really, really awesome. I threw a quick Rakdos lizard deck together last night, and for just throwing it together with not a lot of thought, it still went off. Yeah, it actually, lizards, I think, are probably these, if I have to pick, I think lizards are probably the strongest creatures from Bloomborough, at least from what I've seen. So that's something I would definitely say is something that everybody should kind of keep an eye on. Okay, so I'm going to start Star-Shaped Cleric for full value. Can it be enough, though? We'll see. If we had Graveyard Hate, actually, those Cauldron Familiars would be shut down completely. But I think this is mostly where I'm going to say the deck might feel more like it's better for best of 3. Shieldred's Edict. Okay, we mill 2. That's fine. Alright, so what do we get rid of, though? I guess it's going to be the Star Charter. Wait, no. One Ruinlurker Bat. Alright, well, opponent. Okay, Offspring. Okay, so I don't think we're going to be able to survive another turn here, so we're going to try to go a big swing here. Battlecry turns on, so that does trigger. Look at that, everybody. Out of nowhere, sometimes you can get a really big board state and really powerful. So our opponent really has to block things here if they want to survive. I think we might be able to get them here. Maybe. Okay. My Cat Mentor. They block with a Goose. Stitcher Supplier will probably block the other Sanguine Evangelist. Alright. Okay. Here we go. Is this enough to defeat our opponent here? 4. Go up to 29. Make a bunch of extra tokens. Make some food. Do they bring back, of course, there's Cauldron Familiar? It's on the stack, I realize. So that's annoying. But it's not the worst. Okay. They make us mill. They get the cat back. Do they get the other one? Oh, they do. Okay. Alright. I think they got their combo off, unfortunately. So, this is unfortunate, but still. Make a bunch of bats. We drain them for 2. Down to 4. Alright. And we did get to trigger off at least these. So, okay. So with that, Life Cree Duo. And we get to Scribe 1. Obscure Storefront. Well, I mean, that technically does trigger off things. So, we'll see. Then Splendid. I added more removal. Yeah, I definitely would like to see that deck at some point. so I would love to see what you got on that end. I think it might be pretty cool. Maybe your variant might be better than mine. Okay. All right. They milled this out anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. Okay. All right. Did they get their combo off here? Yep. So, if you haven't seen this already, mostly what they do is they sacrifice the food, which is a cauldron familiar, and then they will mill, makes another food. They bring back the other cats from there, and then they can just keep this going pretty much infinitely with what they have. All right. Ygra gets bigger also at the same time. So even if you do shut down the combo, Ygra gets big enough where it will just slam into you. So it doesn't feel like it does that much. Okay. So yep. So you can see right here. I'll let it go for just a moment here so you guys can kind of see how it works. So with that, they keep doing their thing. And they just kind of go infinite here. Because they can sacrifice themselves. And then with Ygra, they keep doing their thing. Yep. This is disgusting. But we're not going to stick around for the whole thing, because this is going to take forever with us at 23 life. But you get the idea. It's kind of just self-inflicted, and it's disgusting. This is going to be, again, probably the most premier thing that's probably going to be really, really annoying into the format. But we're just not going to deal with that today. I definitely want to see if we can get a couple more matches, and then hopefully we'll just close this things out in a little bit. But again, I do appreciate all the support you all giving me. Thanks again for hanging in there, everybody. I know I'm not always the most entertaining, but at least hopefully you can kind of at least learn from what I'm doing. Hopefully, again, you will not make the misplays I do. But for what it's worth, I still think the deck is overall decent. Maybe we had to do a couple of little tweaks, but it's overall pretty sweet. I mean, initially, how are y'all feeling about the deck so far? For those of you who have been watching this far, I will definitely say it's not too shabby. Yes, I do agree, Coco. Lizards are very OP. Lizards are super OP right now. And I know I'm saying that only with a couple days out from Bloomburrow, but I definitely will say Lizards are going to be the deck that you're going to all want to keep an eye on. I might actually try to rank up with just Lizards. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so we got here. All right. A lot of low-level bats. If we can get at least a couple more lands, Star Charter can actually do its thing if we can get to that point, but we'll see. Oh, as far as how do you stop the combo? You need Graveyard Hate. Because the combo for Ygra, it completely relies on Cauldron Familiars to sack themselves to get food, then turn those food back into Cauldron Familiars. So you just need basically Graveyard Hate to make sure they are exiled every time so they don't trigger off. That's mostly what you got to do. Or at least have a way of thought seizing out the Ygra so that you can't do the combo. At least from what I've seen, that's the best way to do it. But, again, it is still super early, so I'm sure there'll be other ways that people are going to respond to Ygra and the cat food combo. Honestly, with those cards, I was not going to lie. Super, super early thing to say this, but I was planning... Usually, if you have seen my channel, I like to sometimes do... I tend to do celebratory styles of decks where I will focus on sometimes a theme with certain holidays. And because of that, I will sometimes do cute decks. So, for an example, what I mean by that is I do have, of course, usually do a Thanksgiving style deck where, oh, okay, we got to get rid of this. Okay, Fable the Mirror Breaker's got to go. We can't let them get that kind of value. Swing, down to 19, we go up to 20. Okay, so I was thinking I was going to do a Ygra deck on a budget for Thanksgiving, which I know is months away, but hopefully by that point, if anybody is sick of Ygra, maybe by that point I could probably take advantage of it. Okay, so they got the Smuggler's Copter combo, which is also annoying, but it's fine. We can deal with this. We still got plenty of time to deal with this. Star Charter again. Okay, so how do we do this here? How do we do this? Okay, so I think unclaimed territory on bat. We will Life Creed Duo. We just kind of stabilize here with life. Suki, pretty good. I don't really like bats. I mean, it's fine. Again, the only reason why I'm looking at bats is like everyone who participated in the poll. Wait, no attacks. Because they can turn on that Smuggler's Copter, I forgot. Yeah. I mean, mostly from what the poll was, everybody kind of voted on, it looked like it was half and half. It was frogs and bats. So I guess that's what everybody wanted to see when we started Bloomborough. So, I mean, bats are okay. It's not going to be my cup of tea to play this now that I've been kind of really playing with bats a lot. But it's kind of cute the way they can do things. I think probably if I put a little bit more investment into the rares and mythics, I think bats can be pretty powerful. But obviously, my bias is I love lizards. Lizards, I think, is great. I only played with the deck for a little while, but the deck actually does very well when we did our recordings. We actually got our recordings done extremely quick, so I was actually surprised about that. Coco, I'll still use your 4th of July deck from this year. I love knowing that. I appreciate that you showing some love to that deck for energy, but I will say, I think Wizards did say that they might reevaluate energy coming up, so I'm worried that they're going to be doing some nerfing soon with that, which is going to make me a little sad, because I think energy is actually pretty good now. I'm happy with how it turned out, but I'm not going to lie, energy is still looking a little scary for them, so I think they're going to start trying to dig around with what that's going to try to do. We'll see. All right, so Zoraline. Gain some life. At the very least, we are stabilizing quite a bit here, so we don't have to worry too much about things for now. Obscure Storefront. We'll sack this, and we'll get a white source. Okay, so with that, get our planes. They are already tapped out with Smuggler's Copter, so this gives us a free hit here. And we also get to gain a ton of life, which is nice. Alright, not too shabby, right? Dense Planet, you added also not only more removal, but also you're going against... Also got against Infinite Combo. Okay. That's cool. I mean, are you... does that mean that you're dealing with an Infinite Combo? Or are you... We'll keep the land, though. So... did you deal with an Infinite Combo, or did you have an Infinite Combo with Dungeons? I know there is an Infinite Combo with Dungeons, if I remember. I think it's Acerec. Can get you... Can help you go infinite with a couple of key cards with Dungeons. I think that's what I remember the combo. It's been a while. But anyways, okay, so Swamp. So we have Deep Cavern Bat in the graveyard, which is going to be critical for us right now. You're going to see. Okay. So, swing here. Gain a ton of life. Obviously going to turn on the Smuggler's Copter. We'll pay. Deep Cavern Bat at instant speed. Throw away the Volder and Epicure. Gain some life. Do they turn on the Smuggler's Copter? They can. They can block Zora. Oh, wow, they did not block. Okay. Well, that's actually helpful for us. That actually went in our favor. So, they'll discard 2 cards. Or 1. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that, Coco. I know on one of the recent blog posts they said that energy is on the watch list for them for possible nerfing. But this is also the reason why I like playing in Timeless. At least with Timeless, you don't have to deal with nerfs. So that's actually one of those things I'm actually appreciative of. Okay, so they're swinging right here with their Goblin. They make a treasure token. They only have 1 card, though, so I'm not worried, per se. So we're not going to block. We have plenty of life, so that's not a concern for me. Okay, opponent, what do you got? Oh, okay. Dense Blend, you went against an Infinite Combo. Okay. I see, I see. Okay. Star Charter. Gain some life. We will put down the Swamp. Okay, do we swing here? I don't think we need to. So we did gain life, so that does trigger our Star Charter, so it can help us dig through our deck. Okay, so we need Starshaped Cleric. Okay, so I think we're in a good spot right here. I think we can pull this off. As long as they don't have anything super crazy, I think we might be able to pull off a victory here. I believe so. Even with that Soul Cauldron, which is frightening, but it's okay. Okay, Painland. What's your last card, opponents? What is your last card? They exile. They put a counter. What did they put the counter on? Oh, Dense Splendid. Not doing too hot. 1 win, 3 loss. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but don't worry. Hang in there. I mean, again, you see, I tend to lose quite a bit, but I don't let that discourage me too much. I'm still happy with overall things, how they turn out. So, Life Creep too. All right. Full value with Offspring. We get some life. Gain life. That does trigger off. Nice. More triggers. Okay, I think we got him here. I think we got him. I think we got this. There you go, everybody. That was the combo. We got him. Woo! Yes! Oh my goodness. That felt so delicious, everybody. That was it. Finally, you got to see why bats should not be underestimated. They actually managed to go off right there. You saw with all those Zoraline triggers and then with a star-shaped cleric, you basically shut down them before you even get to do the damage. Oh man. Oh man. Yes. That felt good. Not too bad. Okay. So, looking at the clock right now, we are getting close to the end. Not quite there yet. We probably have enough time for maybe 1 or 2 more matches. And I think that'll be it for today, everybody. As always, as mentioned, I do love to go as long as I can. But unfortunately, I have a big boy job that actually pays the bills. So until the day comes where I can then live the dream of possibly just doing content here or on YouTube, I got to do big boy stuff for the time being. But until then, still, again, much love for all of you. I appreciate all of the support you have given me. Thank you so much. We're going to see if we can try to get at least 1 more win out of today. Hopefully 2, but we'll see. And then we will be able to wrap it up. I will give you, of course, for those of you who stuck around this late into the stream, as always, I mentioned, we will do a wrap-up, as always, and you'll get to see a sneak peek of what's to come over the next couple of days and week. So with that, let's go ahead, let's continue. We're getting close, but I think we can get maybe squeeze out 1 more win. I'm hoping to get 1 more win off of the deck. Coco asking, what is a dungeon deck? Oh, I guess you weren't here for the Dungeons and Dragons set. So the Dungeons and Dragons set introduced actual dungeon mechanics into Magic. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. I'll kind of give you a little bit. I guess I could show you a sneak preview of one of the basic league decks that I'm building that actually does use the dungeon mechanic. So it actually is a really sweet ability. But it is kind of janky. I think Wizards was scared that dungeons were going to be too strong, so they kind of nerfed them preemptively. But I'll explain how that goes in a bit. All right, so are we dealing with... What are we dealing with here? Are we dealing with aggro? Is it another Boros aggro deck? Looks like it. Oh boy. We'll see. Do they have removal? Yep. Play with fire. Prowess. But are they going to run out of gas? I think that's the biggest question we always have to ask when it comes to these kinds of decks. Okay. We're down to 2 cards already. So maybe we can outdo them. Maybe. Down to 14. Okay, Deep Cavern Bat. We can't... Oh, actually, we can cast that now. So with bats. I do appreciate that this deck can take full advantage of the creature lands, which is nice for us. Okay, they got a Skullcrack and a... Okay. Well... Take the Skullcrack. They're obviously going to have to then use up their play with fire right now. Flush. Annoying, but it's fine. They're basically out of cards now. So that does buy us some time. Down to 10. Unclaimed territory. Okay, so plains. Okay, Skullcrack does 3. Candy Trail. Okay, so we do have some cards that can help us out here. Put down the Eye Twitch. Okay. I need to bait them out. So, Starscape Cleric. If they use the Skullcrack on the Cleric, that's fine. Yeah, I did agree. Those triggers did save us in that game there. So that was actually pretty sweet for us. Oh, they're keeping the Skullcrack. Interesting. All right, that's fine. So, until then, on bats, Eye Twitch. And, okay, I want to put down Zoraline, but I know that Skullcrack is just going to hit it, so we're going to wait for a moment here. Swing with the Star-Shaped Cleric. Down to 16. The good news, at least against this aggro deck, is it looks like it's just in top deck mode, so that does buy us hopefully some time if they kind of... Oh, maybe they might not fizzle after all. Oh boy. Well, they got lands, so that's not exactly burn. Okay, so we're going to have to block here. Which is fine. We just need to stabilize with life. That's all we need to do with the deck. Okay, down to 6. We learn. What lesson we got to learn, everybody? I think obviously that means we have to get our environmental sciences out. We can't give them obviously anything else. Candy Trail. Sacrifice that to gain some life. Draw a card. Oh, they skull cracked us after all. Okay, well that's actually good for us. That's actually really good. Because this means that now we can obscure a storefront. We can gain life. And we'll get a swamp. Okay. And then... Let's see. Do we do this now? Do we do this now? I guess we'll do Zoraline now. We swing. Gain more life. They drain. Down to 12. Ooh, okay. We're hanging in there. As long as they don't have any more burn, we should be fine to stabilize. Kumamo. Scary, but it's not... That's not game ending for us just yet. Down to 4. Block here. Whew. Okay, wow, we are... Oh my goodness. I think we beat our opponent here. I think this will be a great way to end it, everybody. Bats. Star-shaped cleric. Do we do it now on this? Do we do it? Okay. We'll just do it on 1. Gotta play it safe. So then with that... Take out their Monastery Swiftspear. Gone. Bye-bye. Gain life. Yes, we're doing it. We're doing it. Gain life. Drain them. Swing. Gain more life. Yes. Yes, the combo is working. Ah! Oh my god. Down to 1. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. This deck actually pulled it off. Wow. We came back from nothing. Down to 2. That's not enough. We beat our opponent there. Yes. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was a great way to end it, everybody. I think we're gonna probably end it there, everybody. A little earlier, but I wanted to end on a good note. Yes, we did have fun with that match. Woo! Zoraline, wow, she came in clutch right there. I thought we were almost dead, but yeah. With that and Star-Shaped Cleric, wow, this is a powerful combo if your opponent just doesn't have removal. They honestly should have skull cracked the Star-Shaped Cleric, and we actually could have stabilized. Oh man, I love this. Yes, very, very nice. Okay, deck link was sent into Discord. Thank you again for showing that off, Den Splendid. I will definitely check that out in a bit. Woo! Triggers all around. Nice. Okay, so I think we're going to cut it there, everybody. Let's go ahead. Let's kind of go over now the deck as a whole. We didn't have enough time today for midweek magic, but I don't think you guys mind that, so that's fine. We don't have to do midweek magic at any point, so that's totally cool. Maybe I might do that as some B-roll for, I don't know, maybe like a future video. Maybe I'll put in a Patreon. I forgot to mention, I actually do technically have a Patreon, but I don't talk about it because I want to see if we can build ourselves all up a little bit more on YouTube before I start kind of asking if anybody wants to support. But I'll talk about that maybe on the future stream. We'll talk about Patreon in the future. But otherwise, let's go over the deck itself. I'm actually feeling really good at that one. Woo! Felt good. Okay, so what are your thoughts overall, everybody? That was basically it, everybody. Our Batgirls. They did their thing when they could. So you tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? Truth be told, I actually like what this deck is doing. I'm not really big on the bat mechanic per se, but you did see bats can grind out when they really, really have to. So I'm actually really surprised with how that turned out. Maybe, however, what I think probably would be better for us is we have to either go all in on Candy Trail or Case of the Gateway Express. We didn't get a chance to do this card too often. It did help us out in a couple key matches like the one we just talked about. Candy Trail also does its thing. It actually was a pretty good inclusion for us. I'm actually really surprised and how happy that turned out. So I'm actually very satisfied overall with what this card did. It did help us stabilize actually. Both of these cards actually did their thing for us. So I'm actually really happy with how that turned out. Honestly, it's no surprise that Zoraline here is actually really great for us. I'm actually really satisfied with the fact that she does give a lot of power and longevity to what the bats were trying to do. I didn't realize, though, that because each of those triggers is individual, it's hilarious to see Zoraline with Star-Shaped Cleric here do their thing. That actually is a very powerful combo if you can go super wide with it. So definitely something to keep in mind if you do like what Bats is trying to do. However, let's also talk about what was the biggest weakness with our deck. Our biggest weakness is we don't have ways of keeping things alive until Zoraline comes into play. And Star Charter, I like what this card does. I like that it digs through our deck for answers, but it's 4 mana. And it's weak because it only has 1 toughness. So it's very susceptible to removal overall. Something to keep in mind if you do want to play this is bats. Aside from maybe Zoraline and a couple other key creatures, a lot of our creatures have only 1 toughness. So they can't really block too often here. They're good for chump blocking for maybe a couple of key tokens. But most of our bats don't want to die immediately because Deep Cavern Bat needs to keep that card tucked into itself. We want cards like Eye Twitch to die so we can get more value out of them, but they don't provide too much value if your opponent anticipates them. Ruin Lurker Bat, same thing. We want other things to die, but we don't want the Ruin Lurker Bat to die because we want to take advantage of Descend to Scry. So things that we want to go to the graveyard to take advantage of that is we need to then, you kind of have to rely a lot on Candy Trail, and then you have to rely a lot on Zoraline. She keeps the whole deck together when she's alive, but when she dies, that's when the deck feels a little bad. So it's very... we kind of spin our wheels without Zoraline. Something to keep in mind. I like Sanguine Evangelist for the Anthem effect it provides, but she has to swing with the bats, which is kind of awkward because there were many times I wanted to swing with her, but we were going to lose. So that was kind of painful, but something to keep in mind overall if you do like this deck and what it's trying to do. Now, as far as you're probably asking, Infernoman, if I do like this deck, what should I do to upgrade it? And what should I do to get some more power out of it? But I will definitely say for that, give me a second here. We're gonna have to dig through this just a smidge here. So I forgot to mention there, I did throw up right now for those that didn't see it earlier. I do have now the Discord link that's up in I think that's up in the YouTube chat. But there is a link there for that if you do want to join the Discord. I would highly recommend for all of you that are fans of budgets, or you just want to talk about Magic in general, check that out. I definitely would recommend that if you want to give me a little bit more support if you haven't already done so. But otherwise, as far as upgrading, so let's go through our thing here. Look at Bat real quick. Okay, so with that, let's look at what are our options for bats. So in terms of support for bats, I would definitely say most of the upgrades are going to come from only just a couple of key cards. So cards we didn't try out were cards like Dark Star Augur. This actually is a very powerful card, but we have to be very grindy with our bats to take advantage of this. And this also can be a very risky card to have because we can keep digging through our deck, but we will lose life very quickly. So we need to make sure our life gain is in tip-top shape to get more out of this. If you're looking at other bats to consider, this is one we tried earlier in the historic one months ago, which was Courier Bat here. But this one relies completely on just making sure that you can get what you need out, but you have to gain life to do so. So maybe say, okay, maybe you don't have all the Zoraline yet. You don't want to invest completely on Zoraline. You can substitute with a Courier Bat if you don't want to then get Zoralines just yet. But again, I probably don't recommend that too much just because Zoraline is just a much more powerful card and really is helpful for what the deck is trying to do. As far as any other kinds of cards here, not too many bats actually do too much for us for the game plan. You need cards that help dig out everything else, or you need cards that can keep recurring other bats. But there are definitely some other cute options here you can try out. So if you don't mind, maybe a single copy of Aclazad here can help us out, but this is mostly more for actual discard decks. This doesn't really help you with the bat game plan, so keep that in mind. In terms of other things that I would recommend is, let's see, there is also one other card I could probably recommend for you. So with that, so let's see, we'll dig out a couple other things here. Wait, where is it at? Okay, so there is in here, where is it at? There's a card here in the 3-drop slot. I'm gonna have to actually look this up real quick. Okay, so with that, there it is, Desecrated Tomb. So we tried this combo out a while ago. If you're doing more graveyard shenanigans, you can consider this as well, Desecrated Tomb, where again, this will help you make a bunch of bat tokens. This is more of a go wide strategy, and you really need to focus on just getting stuff in the graveyard to bring back out with Desecrated Tomb. But there actually are some cute cards that you can use that allow you to kind of bring stuff back. So if you want to do the bat token combo where you go on and bring out a bunch of bats with Desecrated Tomb, there actually are some cards that can help you with that. So with that, I think they're all sorceries. So let me dig for you real quick here. So with that, you have cards like Triumphant Return here. You have cards like Helping Hand. These can bring back some of your bats for cheap. You have cards like Patch Up here. I haven't had a chance to try Drop Cure here. Well, I cannot say words. I feel terrible with that. Ugh. But otherwise, okay. So Dewdrop Cure can also be an option for you to bring back some stuff for cheap. Those are options for you guys if you want to try those kinds of combinations. If you're trying to look at other things that can help bring back stuff, Call of the Death Dweller does the same thing too. Basically, again, this is more along the lines of if you just want to focus on bringing stuff back with the Desecrated Tomb to make a bunch of tokens. Those are going to be the options for you. As far as support, if you want to keep the eye twitch options here, I think might be better is I would probably get rid of Inkling Summoning because I didn't really need them because we have already a ton of creatures as is, so that's not a concern. I think I would probably load up on a third Reduced to Memory and a second Environmental Sciences just for stabilization and for consistency. Expanded Anatomy, we didn't get a chance to use this, or Introduction to Prophecy. This is mostly for the grindier gameplay out there, so something to consider if you are interested in that overall. Otherwise, if you want to try upgrading things on the sideboard here, obviously you'll kind of know where I'm going to go with this already. So cards like, okay, we'll switch this out real quick here. Okay, so obviously Thoughtseize replaces the Duress here. That's pretty much a standard for you. If you do get annoyed with stuff in the graveyard, like we kind of did earlier today, we also have some other options. So if you're looking at graveyard shenanigans, you can also throw in cards such as, you have Pithing Needle. Also, this will stop Ygra if you name Ygra. You can use Grafdigger's Cage if you want to, just to then stop any kinds of graveyard shenanigans. This will also help you with certain kinds of graveyard decks that I'm assuming are going to get more prominent as time goes on. Overall, though, for the main deck itself, I'm pretty sure you all know where I'm going to go with this. As always, I'm going to say it, upgrade your mana base. Mana base upgrades are going to be very critical for you to ensure that you get what you need, but honestly, this time around, you can kind of cheat it a bit. So it's your Secluded Courtyard, Unclaimed Territories. These actually don't need to be replaced immediately because your deck is primarily a creature deck. I mean, again, it's 32 creatures, so that's not to work with. However, if you are going to be a little bit more sideboard happy, this is, again, where you can kind of change things up. So Godless Shrines, as always, that's going to be your go-to. Isolated Chapels, if you want to stick to your cards here. If you want to, Pathway Lands are okay. That could be an option for you. Cave of Kolios, if you don't mind pinging yourself. Technically, this does kind of work with Star Charter because, again, Star Charter's ability makes you dig, but you have to lose life. So Cave of Kolios, in a weird way, kind of actually works very well with the deck. If you do want to, this is, again, going to be something a little bit more bolder. If you do want to try a Triome, I would say Raffine's Tower. Here's why. If you splash into blue, you have access to counter spells, but there is one bat in particular that actually is in blue. So with that, if you want to, that's going to be Voidwing Hybrid here. Not something I would recommend for you, unless if you want to go more in on Toxic. But that's something that, again, is neither here nor there, at least for this deck. That's out of the scope for it. But again, just throwing that out there as an FYI, if you want to then get a little bit more value out of blue. Overall, I don't really have much else to say except that's basically it, everybody. Whew. Hopefully, again, you all enjoyed today. I really had a lot of fun doing so. But before we go, for my true fiery friends who have stuck around, before we are done today, let's wrap this up with showing you what is to come in the future. Excuse me. So, you can see right here on screen, we already covered food. I know one of you talked to me on Discord about a Grixis Madness deck, so I might do that for Timeless. This will be unrelated to Blue Burrow, so maybe when we get down to it, maybe in Foundations, we'll talk about this. We also covered earlier this week, basically Warriors. But as far as the other basically decks, I do, of course, plan on doing future ones. So we have a cycling deck for you in 3-color. We have a dungeons deck for you that's coming up in the future. I still have the energy deck as well and a mutate deck. So these are definitely coming. I'm kind of working on a brawl deck for this Energy King. We also have an adventures deck that's also another basically one. I actually almost am done with the 3-color basically decks. So those are going to be coming out down the line when I need something to kind of pad things out coming up. Also, as far as what's recent for Bloomborough, this is the one I'm super jazzed about, Lizard Aggro. But this, of course, will be coming possibly Saturday or Sunday later at the end of the week. So check that out. We're going to be doing that in the future. Also, kind of still playing around with frogs, but I think the best way to do it is Frog Harmonicon. So lots of triggers, lots of exiling, lots of entering for more value. But again, we still need time to kind of tweak this a bit. I'm not quite sure what the good ratio is for budget. So hang out in a future video. We'll definitely talk about this maybe next week. We'll see. But otherwise, that's all I have for you, everybody. I really am happy with everything that all of you have done for supporting the channel. Oh, I forgot to mention. Oh, Coco, you were mentioning there. Let's see. What did you say right there? Remove candy trail to add case of the uneaten feast. Oh, I forgot about that. So yeah, that could be an option for you. Real quick. Sorry, I'm going to back up. I just want to make sure that I don't miss any of the chats. Let's see. Okay, what is it at? Oh yeah, there it is. Case of the uneaten feast. That actually might be helpful for us for the deck, since we do gain a lot of life. So maybe that might be, maybe that's something also you can consider for the upgrades. Maybe if not in the main, probably the main deck, but that would actually be a solid upgrade versus Candy Trail. So thanks for pointing that out, Coco. I appreciate that. I wanted to make sure I get that before I go. Otherwise, that's pretty much it, everybody. Oh, and there you go. So now the ranks have just officially reset. Wow, we actually managed to get our ranked content in just before they reset the season. So, okay, I guess that worked out for us. Yay, that's cool. Okay, otherwise, we'll claim our rewards real quick. Actually, might as well just crack the packs while we're still here on stream. So we're back to Silver 1, Bronze Tier 4. That's fine. Let's crack some packs real quick before we go. So open all 3. Get some more wild cards. We definitely need a lot of uncommons. We're running out, so we definitely need more. Reveal, what do we get? Okay, we got a raccoon, another raccoon, and an otter. I feel like Arena's trying to tell me maybe I should consider raccoons, but we'll talk about that in the future. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it for today, everybody. One more time, thank you so much for everything. Have a wonderful week. Have a great time playing Bloomborough. Don't worry, we have a lot of Bloomborough to cover coming up soon. But otherwise, I think we're going to hit our outro now. And we're going to just wrap it up right now by seeing all a little bit later on next week. Next stream we're looking at again is probably going to be Tuesday. I think Tuesday afternoon I will probably have the stream. Don't worry, I will announce that on the Discord. But otherwise, just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. Later.